the donkey of the day. That's pretty funny.
Charlamagne the devil?
Possibly. The Breakfast Club.
Yes, donkey of the day for Monday, February 7th goes to an Iowa man named Christopher Erlbacher. He's 29 years old of Woodbine, Iowa, and he was sentenced on Monday to a mandatory life sentence 2 months after he was convicted of first-degree murder. Now, what saddens me about this situation is this is yet another example of young boys not being able to settle their differences the old-fashioned way, with their fists. Folks could just fight. Remember when folks could just fight and keep it moving? Mm-hmm. But that male ego is so fragile that some people just can't take that L when they lose that fist fight. By the way, I'm sitting here talking about the old-fashioned way. The old-fashioned way stopped being the old-fashioned way in like the 90s. All right, folks was running to grab guns when I was in high school.
2000s, you still fought in the 90s. 2000s was when they started.
You think so?
Hammers. Yeah.
Really?
I got my last fight in about 2000.
I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about people. All right?
You are not a person.
I'm not a person.
Jesus Christ.
I'll be a person.
Right? I think around the 90s is when the gun violence really started, at least for my age. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, whatever. But Christopher and his friend Ktiv were out eating and drinking, and Christopher overstepped his friend Ktiv's boundaries. We've been talking a lot about boundaries. I told y'all 2022 is the year of the boundaries, okay? Christopher, overstepped his friend Ktiv's boundaries by playing with his food. I don't like nobody playing with my food. Okay, I had to tell my 3-year-old daughter that yesterday. You don't walk up to people and just put your hand in their plate. All right, we don't practice. You don't do that, man. Even at 3.
Your daughter Debo, she put your finger in your food?
Yeah, it came over me like PacMan, doing her mouth, and then like putting her hand in my, like, yo, baby, all right? I understand you're 3 years old, but we don't practice bad habits. That is a bad habit that can carry into adulthood, okay? You know how you got them adults right now that they can see you eating and they'll just reach for your plate? That's because nobody told them to stop doing that as a child when they were pretending to be PacMan. Standing over your plate, okay? And that's what happened between Christopher and Ktiv. Would you like to know the details? Let's go to News 4 Ktiv for the report, please.
28-year-old Christopher Erlbacher of Woodbine is charged with first-degree murder in the December 17, 2020 death of Caleb Solberg in Pisgah, Iowa. The incident centers around a physical altercation involving 4 people at the Old Home Cafe in Pisgah. Erlbacher and a friend, Sean Johnson, were feuding with 2 other men, Caleb Solberg and Craig Pryor. During the dispute, Erlbacher allegedly struck Pryor's vehicle and ran over Solberg several times, which authorities say caused fatal injuries to Solberg. Additionally, authorities say Erlbacher continued to drive by the body of Solberg, which hindered anyone from providing aid. Erlbacher eventually fled the scene and contacted his father for help. His father, though, took him back to the cafe where he was taken into custody.
And what the news report doesn't tell you is that the 2 friends were eating and drinking at a bar when Christopher decided to put mayonnaise on Solberg's food, okay? And Solberg was not happy with the mayonnaise being added, so he reacted by punching Erlbacher, okay? That damn mayonnaise. Your Uncle Charlotte has been warning you about mayonnaise for years on this damn radio. Okay, Dukes, Heinz, Hellmann's, Kraft, all of it is the devil, all right?
Too much goddamn mayonnaise.
It is Satan's spread. And too much of it ruins any and everything, okay? Too much mayonnaise in potato salad makes it not edible. Too much mayonnaise in tuna makes it not edible. That's why I refer to some white folks as human jars of Hellmann's. That's not racist, it's science, all right? Too much of it just makes people sick. You have to have just enough with all the other ingredients makes the perfect dish, the perfect society. Okay, this man Ktiv would be alive today if Christopher hadn't forced mayonnaise on his food, if he hadn't violated his boundaries by trying to put mayonnaise on his friend's food. Now, what makes the situation so bad is Christopher was the aggressor from the beginning. Christopher attempted to force the mayonnaise on his food, all right? He violated his friend's boundaries. His man punched him, and instead of realizing, you know what, I was wrong, let me leave it alone, he let his, what I assume would be liquor-fueled ego, call you to kill a man with your whip over Miracle Whip. Some donkey of the days just sell themselves. Please give Christopher Erlbacher the biggest hee-haw. Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.